Happy Thursday. Oh, that's good. Wait till this gets going. Hey, Ryan, I sent your shirt out early this morning. Hey, Carly, how's it going? What up, Jeff? Feely. Dang. What's up, dude? How you doing? Try and get this close. So, my schedule at work got turned around, so I don't have time to do this on my normal Friday mornings. And I know we didn't do any streaming from Carpetfest. It just, you can't make plans for Carpetfest. It's just not going to happen. What's up, Steven? Oh, my cat's trying to get in. Hang on one second. I feel like I finally come back down from Carpetfest. Finally relaxing back into the swing of things. Yeah, I agree. I was definitely just having fun, soaking it all up and being there. I didn't want to be that dude with the camera annoying everyone, although nobody would have been annoyed, but... Morning, Chris. What's up? Hey, my carpet clutch hatch out, and I got a 1.5 headed one in there, but it didn't... Holy crap. Get some pictures. That sounds crazy. Morning, Melanie. Hey, Dario. Cheesesteak detoxing? Shoot. I gotta find a good cheesesteak around here now. So, we'll see. What up, Tony? Yeah, I'm still coming back down to earth. That was too much fun. Ate a ton of food. Met so many people. Like, that's one of the coolest parts about it. It was like, there's a lot of folks that were there that I met in person that I've known through various groups and forums and discussions, and being on NPR with Scott Borden. It was really cool meeting Eric and Owen in person. I feel like I've known them for years now. Nick Scally, Chris Salemi, Stephen Poole, Rob Stone, Matt Minatola, Jacob Bratz, Dennis McNamara. That was cool to meet him. Bill Stiegel, Tony Jerome. Who else? Yeah, tons of people. Tons and tons and tons of people. Yeah, it was great. So, and I know I'm forgetting a bunch of people, so. Scuba Scally. Yeah, Scally ended up going into the pool and retrieving Howard's phone that got knocked in by Bruce, because Bruce was drunk and hit the phone and it went flying, so. There probably won't be too many hijinks photos, Chris, because some of it is probably not legally allowed to be shared online. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a really good time. Tons of good food. The biggest shout out goes to Eric's wife, Dory, for putting up with us invading her house, because there was, I think, 110 people there this year, and the house is still standing, at least when I left it. We got it all cleaned up, and yeah, I mean, it was awesome. They're really, really great hosts to everybody, Eric and Dory. And then Owen survived getting nearly lit on fire and didn't melt in the heat. And yeah, it was great. It was great. Got to talk shop with a lot of people, got to talk snakes with a lot of people, just got to BS about whatever was going on with people there. If any of you listen to NPR, because I know most of you do, you'll hear Eric and Owen talk about it all the time. It's worth going to Carpetfest to put faces in and get from behind the keyboard and really solidify who you know, and you really realize we're all just people. So Yeah, I did try the maple bacon donuts. Those were great. Um, yeah, it's worth going. You should all try and get to one. You don't even have to own carpets, you know. You can just want to go because you've talked to these people online or you've seen photos or whatever. So it was just, it was a good time. We did a little silent auction there instead of the big, like, crazy item, like, digital online auction because there's just so much going on. Like, that would have taken forever and, it's going to change again. So, but, like, every place does it different. So that was the OG chapter. It was their 8th annual Carpetfest. It's come a long way. Now there are 5 chapters in the States and 1 in the UK. So, hats off to Eric, who also made this mug for me. And I got to see this snake in person there. That was pretty sweet. Eric's got a crazy collection. He has almost everything. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, the weather was perfect. It had been raining prior to that, and then Monday, the day after the weekend died down, it started raining again. So, like, the sky parted for it. It was partly cloudy, but it was still warm. It was really humid. Definitely shorts weather, but it was perfect. Yeah. So, Carly, I definitely recommend going. The 10-year, they're gonna have to do something big. I was talking to them about that. We were, like, briefly talking about renting a venue, or if they do some sort of symposium style thing at a venue and then bring it back to the house or what. But oh, thank you, Carly. Bless me. So yeah, it's worth going to. Yeah, like any of the chapters are, right? Like, so I've obviously been to the Southwest one for the first 4 years, and I can't make it this year, but unless something crazy changes, my schedule seems to be all over the place right now. So, but yeah, it's worth going for sure. Have I analyzed the data from the MI yet? Yeah, so I got it all in a spreadsheet. I graphed it out. I wrote down some initial observations on that, and I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was trying to decide if I should just make, like, a separate video for it. I don't know how to, like, pull it up and superimpose it on here. I don't have it printed, but basically what I'm seeing is consistency in humidity in the nest box. It was, like, really, really consistent the whole time. The only time there was a dip was when I, like, opened up, for photos, really. And then, hey, what's up, Eric? The ambient temperature fluctuated a lot more than the nest box temperature did, but there was always a somewhat consistent difference between the two. It was as if, even though the nest box wasn't on the heat, the female was definitely insulating and keeping things warmer than the ambient was. And the range of temperatures was like 84.8 to 92 point something. So, like, it was huge fluctuation. And the first pips started happening on day 58, I think. And then by 59, they were coming out. And as of this morning, 12 of the 16 babies have shed. So we'll show you some of those. They're so nuts. Just unreal. I'm obviously can't keep them all, but I'm going to try. Oh, shoot. I'm going to hang on to them through 2020, basically. So none of these babies will be leaving in the year 2019. they will all be staying with me for quite some time, so I can watch them change and grow. This is a baby I shared yesterday on my Instagram. She's pretty nice. And they all have really great temperaments. Very light colored. I would say out of the 16, like 12 of them are pretty decently striped, or fully striped. There's a handful that, only have like a section of stripes. So, but yeah, I'm gonna keep at least 2 pair, I think, from that clutch. And it was 9.7, so, and they're all bigger. All the babies came out bigger than, previous clutches I've had. They're all in there was a couple that were like 24, 26 grams, but the majority of them were between 27 and 30 grams. I had like 3 babies that were 30 grams, and I know nobody really weighs carpets, but because they were the product of MI, I wanted to see what they were coming out weighing, and see if there was any noticeable trend in size. And although there's a bit of variation, they certainly are big, healthy babies, like really big. This is one of the males. I might. This boy is probably one of the best striped out of all of them. So we'll see how he colors up, but I think he's a contender to be a permanent resident with me. So, the zebra clutch, the zebra clutch is due to hatch in like 2 weeks. I think they're at like 43 or 44 days incubation. So, and then the Papuans are slowly eating. There's one baby that still hasn't shed yet, even though it's like a month and a half old. Actually, almost 2 months old. There's always one who does something funny, but anyway, all of these guys are shedding really fast, really well, coming out real bright as it is. Would I say that they are larger than the artificially incubated babies? Although it's one clutch, which means it's a small sample size, I would say yes, they are so far larger than babies that I have hatched out in the past over the last 3 years. And yeah, they're just big, really big. I'm really happy with them. It's a lot of fun checking them out. And oddly enough, they're way friendlier than the IJ little stinkers. Papuan IJs, whatever you call them. So that's crazy. I don't know. It's pretty neat though. So zebra to zebra clutch hatching in 2 weeks. Then the children's python clutch is supposed to hatch like 2 weeks after that. In the last few days, it's been over 100 degrees here. Today's like the first day it's not gonna reach 95, and my incubator's been having a hard time cooling down because of it. So we'll see what that does. So far in the zebra clutch, 12 of the 13 eggs are still perfect. There's one it's going to go the distance. It's just got a little film of mold growing on it. I'm sure it'll still hatch unless, it goes south like ASAP, but I think it's just superficial. The egg itself still looks great. So, fingers crossed for super zebras. What else can I show you? Are there more? Who else shed? This one. This one shed this morning. This was really cool. Come here. And for anyone curious about this garden mesh, I bought this stuff when I was in Santa Barbara a while ago, and I didn't think about it at the time, but the holes on this are a lot smaller than I would like, and they're just the right size for babies to get stuck in. So I'm keeping a close eye on them, but I'm probably going to get rid of it and try and get bigger stuff, but they do sort of use it, and it seems to help them with shedding. This girl is really wacky. Again, very heavily striped. Just the craziest patterns. So, yeah, really happy with these. Steven, you fell in love with rough-scaled pythons. Yeah, I can't blame you there. Those are sweet. Roughies are really cool. Those chocolatey colors with blue eyes. It's a good look. So yeah, nothing yet going with anything else at the moment. So I think I'll just be enjoying these jungles, and yeah, it's been a good season so far. Hope everyone else out there is having a good season and their babies are doing well. Mom, who incubated the jungles, she hasn't had a meal yet because I haven't offered, because I went straight to Philly, but she doesn't even look like she laid a clutch. It's awesome. So the head scalation on roughies is infatuating. Yeah, I actually read something yesterday that somebody was inquiring in a group about whether or not they find that those three sort of, he called them Mickey Mouse scales, if they use them for like heat retention or like gathering UV rays and anything like that, sort of in relation to like the parietal eye, things like that. So there were no comments on it at the time, but I thought that was an interesting sort of question. It's kind of clever. I mean, there are three or so prominently like larger scales right there when the rest of the scales on top are almost beaded. It's totally different. So I wonder if there is a function to those. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, and Matt Minatola had Sanzinia, the Mandarin phase, that were sort of like juveniles growing up that were really cool. I love Sanzinia. His collection of Borneo shorttails might be the best in the world, hands down. It was just insane. I've never seen anything like those, and they were top shelf across the board, like everything he had. It's just nuts. He had the dream room, like a big basement room where like everything's lining the walls. You got plenty of space in the middle, so he keeps a couple retics, and you could comfortably work a retic in that room, in the open floor. The big boa tubs lining one whole wall for his big adults, and just an immaculate collection, like floor to ceiling, just top shelf. And he's an awesome dude. Can't say enough good things about Matt, so that was fun. I got to see his collection the morning of Carpetfest. And then Eric spent pretty much the whole Carpetfest event in his snake room doing tours with everybody. It was great. Got a lot of slugs and failure to fire. A lot of people have been getting slugs this year. Like across different species and across the country, I've been seeing a lot of people having like rough clutches. So Wonder if there's, some seasonal thing that's just making it hard for the majority of animals to go this year. I don't know. Pretty interesting. I only got 4 clutches out of an attempted 8, which might be a blessing in disguise for space and time reasons, but I was much more confident about a few of those going in than it seems I should have been, so I guess I didn't have the best year. I'm having an awesome year. So, or getting eggs at all, yeah, definitely. There's a lot of people who put in their normal effort and got nothing. I guess the snakes do what they want, right? They just do what they do. I kind of want to pull out one of these little stinkers, but they just bite so much. Kind of annoying. Let's push that away. Maybe we can get this. No, not you. You have. It's been so hot here, they're going full IJ and just sitting in the water. You wanna bite me? Yep. Ah, danger. There you go. Anyone get tagged during Eric stuff? Me. I think I was the only one. I got bit by a couple babies, obviously not too different from this, and then he had this really nice jungle female, like a 3-year-old, and he was moving her around with the hook, and she wouldn't go back in, so I was helping, and I just palmed her down, and she grabbed me on the hand and wouldn't let go, and then I finally got her off when she let go and put her away, and then she grabbed me on the thumb and got me right in the knuckle. That was great. Then I had to get her off again, so I got chewed a little bit. It happens. But yeah, with babies, my opinion is you just gotta handle them and let them do that, and then they'll grow out of it. They figure it out. These females though are just real crabby. See what I mean about this stuff though? The perfect size for them to just get stuck in. So I'm gonna change that. So far so good, but 2 of the baby jungles, I pulled it out right away because they had such huge bellies from their yolk absorption that I just I just took it out. It was just, they were gonna get stuck for sure. I guess this one's deciding not to bite right now. Ugh. There you go. This one's a little darker. One of the 2 females in the clutch, because I'm having a male heavy year so far, it seems. Maybe I'll get redemption in my zebra clutch. I'm so popular. What does that mean? Getting chewed on? Getting kisses from jungles? Bit by babies? Yeah, that one broke skin. Little jerk. One of the things that was my biggest takeaway from seeing Eric's collection was that carpet pythons do not need to be big. The 2 main points that stand out to me that I want to express is seeing the photos of the ones they found on their trip to Australia last year. Very thin. Oh yeah, I was the only one to get bit. Yeah. They waited for me. Got to play with some Avadora too. Oh yeah. They don't need to be big, right? And you hear that, and anecdotally you think, okay, they don't need to be 6, 7+ feet, right? Well, no kidding. But they really don't need to be big. I was concerned about my Papuan clutch this year because the female was on the small side, like 2.5 inches diameter and like 4 feet. Perfect clutch, right? 8 eggs, no issues. She's healthy as a horse, back on food, looks great. Eric's females that have given him clutches and laid, with the exception of that Citrus Tiger Girl, because Coastal, she's decently sized, they're all under 5 feet. And if anybody pays attention to his stuff, he got a clutch from a Lightning Line female a few weeks ago. And so that's a striped jungle project. And I saw that female. She's like that big around. And like 4 feet. Who's dragging the tub over here? You. Little stinker. Yeah, not big at all. And produce, 16 eggs or something like that? Insane. Like, diameter wise, she's probably the size of an egg. Obviously, they swell, and you put a bunch of food on them before breeding season, and that's when they're fat. And I'm seeing her in the spring, or summer, but they don't need to be big. And I'm looking at my 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds like, guess you're plenty big. It's just now maturity. And then the other thing I saw was the head size. We always talk about that big, bulky head that they get when they're truly mature. Stop, you're gonna hurt your face. That's like another sign of when they're ready to go. Because I've got animals that are big enough, but their head until recently hasn't really been there, and now I know what I'm seeing. You have a 2.7 ratio. Yeah, so coastals can get that big easily too, and not even with excessive feeding, just kind of regular, regimented feeding, you can do that. And obviously some localities are bigger and smaller than others, but they can also mature and produce at smaller sizes, which is just wild. It's pretty cool to see because we all know the stereotypes. So, but yeah. Well, I think that's all I have this morning. Again, my schedule and availability is wacky, so I'm not sure what day we'll be doing this next week, but I'll try and keep doing one a week for sure. And in a week, show you some more of the last of the babies we'll have shed, and we can come up with some more stuff to ramble on about. I'm terrified of getting bit. They like to bite. Yeah, babies do, for sure. It's really not that bad. Alrighty, well, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go get cleaned up. I've got some stuff to do today, and I'm going to enjoy my one day off. And, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Try to make it to all the Carpetfest you can, and I'll see you next week.